Hey everybody, welcome back to Gaming with CoC. I am CoC, your host. So, we've talked about the Big Bart strategy before, and here recently, GodlyMortal sent me up some really good replays, and I thought, well, why don't we do a revisit on it? There are two ground strategies that I think are probably, hands down, the best ones in the game when you use the kind of generic can strategies. The first one, of course, we've talked about in the past, GiBoCCa, and the second one, Big Bart. Big Bart works on just about any base, just like GiBoCCa does. And, well, as you can see on the screen here, it uses Raged Barbarians, Boxer Giants, Bombers, and Cannon Carts. Now, there are some variations that players will use on how many of each of them they take, but you'll always see at least one camp of the Bombers and Boxer Giants and the Cannon Carts. It's really the Raged Barbarians where it varies. I think most players will probably run 3 camps of Raged Barbarians, although, you know, some might swap one camp out and run another camp of the Boxer Giants. Just kind of depends on your personal style. And the way it works, pretty straightforward. You send in your Raged Barbarians to take out some buildings around the outside. Then, with them acting as cover, you use the Bombers to break the pathing by taking down walls. Once that's done, you can send in the Boxer Giants to do some more significant tanking. The Raged Barbarians continue to take things down and both, you know, tank and distract defenses. And in come the Cannon Carts from behind in a relatively protected space so that they can do the various destruction that they do. Like I said, very strong attack strategy, works extremely well. You got to be good with the Raged Barbarians in order for this to work, though. Otherwise, you might want to just stick with the straight-up GiBoCCa or GiBoCCa. Myself, I've never been much of a Raged Barbarian guy. I love watching a really well-executed Raged Barbarian attack. I mean, I think they're neat because you just got all of these Raged Barbarians running into the base in this, you know, huge mass, and they're all raged, like, forever. It kills me at the highest level, the level 16 Raged Barbarians, how long these things just stay raged. I mean, it's like an eternity. And you can see in this replay, exact same thing as the other ones, coming in from the outside, clearing out some of those outer buildings, and as we do so, we bring in the Boxer Giants to a little bit heavier tanking. The Bombers are going to come up, take out that wall. Boom, and boom. Now we're going to... Come on, get that one last one. There we go. Now we've got the opening into the center of the base, and all of our troops can just kind of walk right on through that long offensive line, working their way further into the base until they finally take down the builder hall and get, you know, an additional 30 or 40 or whatever % as well. Now, what kind of percentage should you expect out of this? Well, these bases, as you can tell, are near max bases. I believe GodlyMortal was up around 5,000 at this point. This was right at the end of the season when he sent these up to me. So, yeah, I want to say he was around 5,000. I would have to go back and look and see if I still had that in one of the raw footage videos where I went back and looked at it. But nonetheless, they are all near max bases, so you got max defenses, a number of max walls. A lot of these are level 8. So you can use this all up and down the 3,000s, 4,000s, and 5,000s to, you know, advance fairly well without too terrible much problem. You just have to remember what your general deployment is, how you're going to run through, and what you want your troops to do. Again, Raged Barbarians are going to tank and distract. Bombers are going to take out walls so troops can move into areas where the opposing player don't want them. And then the Cannon Carts are going to come in from behind in the protected space to do their thing. Like I said, how well does it work? Well, you can see how well it works. Typically, you're going to get, if you can do this right, if you're really good with your Raged Barbarians, typically you're going to be looking at somewhere around 70-75%. In this case, GodlyMortal was, I think it was a 96, a 90, an 85, and a 79 is what I've got on these 4 replays. But he's uploaded plenty of other ones in the past, and I've seen plenty of others from other players that they pull in, you know, 3-star wins and so forth. It just kind of depends. It depends a lot on the layout of the base, but more importantly, the hidden defenses. And I think we've talked about this in a few of our videos now. It's not really luck that allows these players to get a high-level 2-star or even a 3-star. It's their skill and a little bit of fortune in the placement of the hidden defenses, specifically things like mega mines, spring traps, push traps, and to a lesser degree, regular mines. So if a player comes in and he looks at the base and he says, okay, look at these 2x2 openings, I think there might be a mega mine there. That is skill. Okay, knowing that there might be a mega mine, say, next to the multi-mortar on this particular one, or that maybe that's where the hidden Teslas are. You're going to frame your deployment, you're going to frame the angle, the vector of your attack to take that into account. Now, if you see 2x2 squares in between, say, those gold collectors are on the left-hand side, or the elixir collectors up at the top and those army camps, you're going to think, okay, there could be a mega mine there. So maybe I'll avoid that area. You see, there are some mines over the top. Maybe I'll avoid that big open area because I know he's going to put all kinds of stuff up there. Spring trap right up at the top. A lot of players like to come at these eyebrow bases from the top and just walk their way down. Well, they would have hit those mines. There's probably some other ones up there. They would have hit that spring trap. That can easily disrupt an attack. So instead, you come from the bottom. That's your skill. Now, there could still be a mega mine right smack dab in the middle of the base. There could be a mega mine right smack dab in the middle of the path that you choose. But thinking ahead, looking at the base, doing the analysis, you're going to be able to get a pretty good idea of where it may or may not be. See, there's the mega mine at the corner. Knowing that, it takes luck more or less out of the equation. They say chance favors the prepared mind. Well, there you go. There's your prepared mind because you are prepared. Nice thing at the end, if you can do it, keep your bombers alive always. We've seen that on lots of attacks. In this one, they're going to pick up a few extra percentages, but just not quite going to make it because, kaboom, there it went. The other mega mine. So that is the Big Bart attack strategy. We've got a couple of other videos out there, a first look and then a second look at it. Comments, questions down below. I'll be back here in the next couple days with some additional footage from both the home village and from the builder base. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video, guys. Y'all take care and keep on clashing. Bye-bye.